rising to the top. Richard Hart, Pulsechain will never stop. Self-improvement, wealth, we're breaking the mold. Queens of the kingdom, watch us unfold. Whitney Magic counting millions, moving fast. Charlie 2020, turning art into crypto cash. Mana bringing NFTs, painting digital dreams. Sammy Chica, Hexa Kid, Aussie pride on the scene. Damn, reppin' Richard Hart every day. Evangelist for freedom, changing the game away. Jackie Mean Queen got the world laughing loud. Harmonic Hexa Kid singing to crypto crowds.
Queens of the kingdom, crypto in our veins. We own the future, breaking every chain.
Hex and Pulsechain, building our wealth.
Queen Pooie, reigning in stealth.
From the shining city high on the hill,
Freedom through DeFi, we flexing that skill.
crypto's our path to self-improvement and gain.
Queens of the blockchain, we're changing the game.
SMO Spider weaving webs across the net. Viber Lindsay teaching how to grow and reset. CC Blonde Texan, crypto crown on tight. Wild SJ traveling, taking crypto to new heights. KTP OG from the land down under. Samantha Yoga Queen, Zen moves like thunder. Ashley Ash, Cosmic Cheek on another plane. Sandy Beach spreading love, changing up the game. Jory the network diva, connecting the dots. Rachel the education star, always on top. Crypto culture, a badass, bossing up with pride. Crypto stylist, always fashion by her side. Hodpril the my queen, stacking up her bags. Suzanne the diamond queen, dripping riches like swag. Queen the beauty beast, moving fierce, no delay. Expensive football queen, running plays all day.
Queens of the kingdom, crypto in our veins. We own the future, breaking every chain.
Hex and Pulsechain, building our wealth.
Queen Pooie, reigning in stealth.
From the shining city high on the hill,
Freedom through DeFi, we flexing that skill.
crypto's our path to self-improvement and gain.
Queens of the blockchain, we're changing the game.
From Richard Hart's vision to our own crown, crypto queens are rising, we'll never back down. Pulsechain, Hex, DeFi, it's all in our hands. We're breaking the limits, taking over the lands. With King Pooie, Queen Pooie, we light up the scene. In the shining city, crypto reigns supreme. Queens of the kingdom, forever we strive. Freedom, wealth, and power, we keeping it live. We are the crypto queens forever, standing tall. In the kingdom of blockchain, we answer the call. Wealth, freedom, self-love, we found our way. The queens of crypto are here to stay.
Nice. Hey guys, it's John here. Crypto Compassion. Welcome to the shit show. It is November 5th. If you're paying attention to the election cycle, it's a pretty big day, but it's also a great day because we have one of the queens of crypto, a DeFi diva. She's been in the Hex Pulsechain ecosystem for a long time. She's definitely put in her work. She's been involved. We appreciate her. We want to admonish everything that she's done and just kind of get to know a little bit more about her, get to know what she has plans for. I'm pretty sure that she has some great things to say about Richard Hart because, Richard Hart's out here fighting the fight. He's doing his thing. We live in an interesting time where obviously he's taken on the big bad SEC, and we believe that that case will definitively favor inside of crypto. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up some of my co-hosts here, Rip City, and also Vets in Crypto. But we have ourselves Hodpril in the house. Let's go. Whoop, 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 whoop. Hey, y'all. Yes.
Welcome.
Call me the working man.
Yeah.
That's what I am.
Right?
We have AJ down there driving, working, doing his thing. Greatly appreciate everyone in the chat showing up and all the replay gang, all that kind of good stuff. We wanted to bring in Hodpril because she is a queen. She's the queen of DeFi, and obviously you are. We had a great stream about 2-3 weeks ago where we had SJ and Whitney Magic on, and She Slays Crypto. And I think it's really important to recognize the women that have been just like paving the road and just digging in the trenches with
That intro's crazy because as you list everybody off, you realize it's not just a lot of women. It's a lot of women that people know about,
right.
You know, and it's not all just like, I mean, I wear cleavage shirts, duh. But it's not all about like this super sexual kind of like OnlyFans kind of, you know what I mean, vibe that a lot of other crypto or women, and I mean, not that there's necessarily anything wrong with that, but we have all sorts of different women here, all sorts of.
To that point, I know what you're saying, and you get those women across chain who kind of are like, hey, send me ETH, you know what I mean, for basically, you know what I mean, and then you come over to Hexaco, and we don't have that. And you look at, if you were just to listen to yourself or KDP or any woman just on a Twitter space, and you listen to what they were saying about DeFi and crypto, you'd stop and go, holy shit, they might know crypto better than me. They need to teach this to the women. They need to have this opportunity to show guys over on Base or Solana about true DeFi, because they know it.
You see us, you know, women we're here, we dip in and out kind of like the men do, right? Because we're here forever, you know, but you have, you know, clauses on, like you have people that, or women, or everybody that are on here all the time. And it's not just on X, it's on Telegram too. And that's where you go in and, you know, like you guys have a meme coin, right? Other people have meme coins. Some people are into that, some aren't. But you really get plugged into like the pulse of the pulse, right? Because you have these rooms that'll be like, you know, whale update bots where who, you know, which whale on chain did this thing, or who staked and unstaked. And yeah, you have some kind of bots you can follow on X, but it's just faster on Telegram. And so you see, you know, they're actually active. But on the note of people just willing to send women ETH and stuff, because there are men willing to do it.
Oh yeah,
they'll message you and say like, "Hey, do you want money?" No,
simping all day.
That's crazy. It happens, believe it or not. It's wild. But it's like, no, don't want to be doxxed and just buy Pulsechain. You know what I mean? Buy Hex Pulse, PulseX, Inc. Like you want to, you know? Yeah. So, or whatever you want. People can buy whatever they want, but.
Yeah.
Whoa,
and that's
what? It's your money. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
Hopefully, it's your money that you're putting on the blockchain.
Wow.
Hopefully.
Yeah. That's
Don't
an
leverage
concept. Yeah. Put your money where your beliefs are, where your speculative beliefs are, right? So.
Oh yeah.
It is. So at times, like, so what do you, man, like when people are quiet, like I know you're probably not quiet in your ecosystem or where you're at, but where you been? What are you doing? What are you up to? What team are you batting for? Who are you backing up these days? What are you doing?
mean, I'm a hodler of Hex and Pulse big time. I get into other stuff, but not to dox myself too much, but to be frank, like I don't put huge, you know, bags into other stuff that are tertiary, because the way I see it, it's so linked to especially Pulse right now. And what's happening is, for me, I want this court case to hit fruition. I think we'll find out what happens in the next 60 days. And obviously we have an election today. I don't know how much that affects this particular thing with the SEC. Who knows? But I want Pulse in particular to be listed on some of these centralized exchanges. I'd love to see that. I want Brian Armstrong to put Pulse, because obviously you can't have PX on anything without having any Pulse in your wallet, right? Like that's like having ERC20s without ETH on an exchange. So it's just ludicrous. Obviously, you know, there's Hex on Ethereum, but you know, due to the nature of the self-custody, right, where you're staking and you don't want to stake through an exchange.
No way.
That's probably one of the big reasons why it's not listed. It's the functionality. It's not even the popularity or Richard Hart or whatever. Pulse, on the other hand, and BitBoy had brought this up too. He's like, Pulse is a different ballgame than Hex because it's a hard fork of Ethereum.
Yep.
So that's more likely to be on these exchanges. So talk about, like, instead of bridging into Pulse, you have just a straight fiat on-ramp. And I know we're big on DeFi, but I'm not an idiot. Like, I know that,
You gotta get eyeballs.
you know, yeah, Bitcoins could be DeFi and Ethereum could be DeFi too, but it's on these exchanges. So it's just, if you want more people being able to be, you know, get into it more easily, trying to onboard is still so painful. I say that as a diehard Pulsechain and Hexagon. Like, not only is the volatility crazy, but like, how do you get the fiat in? Try to explain that to a boomer who barely knows about Ethereum. Like, oh my God, you know,
Struggles are real for sure.
yeah, it is. So I want Pulse on those exchanges. I'd like that to be a goal. You know, if people kind of, you know, reputable exchanges, right?
Yes.
And by all means, I don't think you should park all of your money on a centralized exchange. Don't
Never.
get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I'd like it listed as like a quick fiat on ramp, and then you do what you do with your.
Hey, what do we usually say in the community? Treat a sex like a bathroom. You know, get in and get out, right? Just get in, swap it, and get the fuck out. Like,
Yep.
That's a tweetable quote, because here's the thing about you guys that have been here a long time, and even longer than me, some of you, is there are things that you understand, like that quote. It's funny, we all understand, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people haven't seen that. They don't understand. They have all their stuff parked in a centralized exchange. So
Yeah,
they
people
need to know
forget.
that too.
They forget FTX. They forget all those things. And to your point, obviously, like I seen that tweet from KDP talking to Brian Armstrong saying, "Hey, let's get Pulsechain on. You know, let's do this." And obviously, you can go to Coinbase and you can buy Bitcoin, you can buy Ethereum, and so that could be our low hanging fruit. Like the idea of like.
Not to interrupt you, I want to expand on that point where Brian Armstrong had this tweet where he was like, "Oh, you know, if you want to list on Coinbase, you know, go through our portal." Okay, so, you know, of course I'm shilling like, yeah, you should hard fork Ethereum. We're faster and better. And then I click the link of their portal, and there's kind of in italicized font, like, we do not list securities on our platform because they don't want to be hassled by the SEC either, which is understandable. They're not being jerks by not listing Pulse. That's just them watching their ass, which makes sense, especially, you know, with this election and everything else. They don't know what's going to go on. And really, with them being protective, they're trying to protect their own ass, but they're trying to protect the funds of people who are in it too. Because when they get sued, when any crypto anything gets sued, what money gets paid out? Other people's money, right?
Yeah.
So usually, right, depending on the case,
and
that's why.
And details matter, you know, like terms of service, that little thing with all the fine print. Like, I think we've found out, like, even Coinbase, who's publicly traded, you know, the only thing that's protected by the FDIC is USD that you transfer in. Everything else, once you convert it out of that, it can be gone. They go belly up. They have the rights and their terms of service to liquidate all the shit, and you're left holding. You know what?
Yeah.
Holding nothing. Yeah, and
shit.
if you've been around long enough, I know FTX really hit people. You know what I mean? Some of the stuff, even the Luna thing, that hit people. But if you've been here since the Mt. Gox days and BTCE, where those were kind of centralized exchanges, I mean, you understand that no matter how reputable and how many people use an exchange, that it could go belly up, and we're still on the cutting edge of technology here with crypto. It's still being improved upon. Ethereum's still ass when it comes to gas prices. You know, that might change someday. Obviously, we've forked it into Pulsechain and it's better now, but we're still so early. So early. You know, it's like the light bulb's been invented, you know, a little more than a decade ago. So volatility, including people getting wrecked, is just part of the game.
Yeah, and we got to remember Coinbase is a publicly traded company. and so they're going to look after their investors. But the good news is potentially
As they
today,
should,
yeah, potentially if someone gets into office today, it sounds like an SEC chairman might be fired.
Soon to be out the door. It's a process, but yeah.
It is a process.
What's weird is like, I don't know what kind of volatility is going to happen if Trump doesn't win, because we just assume everything's going to go down or be the same. But it's like, it could get super wacky if he
there might
doesn't
be a
win, too.
knee-jerk reaction, right? And then,
Yeah.
Balance out. People that don't know will freak out, right?
Yep.
So,
for sure.
Volatility, for sure.
AJ, you want to pipe in on anything? Obviously, we had a SEC case this last week in New York, and the Hexicans were out in full force representing, and shout out to everyone who showed up to New York and just showed their Hexaco pride. Greatly appreciated. I think it sent a strong message to probably the SEC, probably the attorneys, and we know that Richard is probably sitting there in his castle, very happy that the community is rallying around the cause that to free crypto, freedom of speech, freedom of movement, all those kind of great things that we know and believe.
Yeah, I think we got lucky. Epic moments, right? Epic moments in time, epic moments.
Mike's a little wrecked.
Heart. What's that?
Your mic's a little wrecked.
You're kind of cutting out a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm.
Touche.
I know, but
There you go.
is that
It's
better?
all good. No, it's a little wrecked, buddy.
Let me hold on. How about now?
Yes.
Oh, way better.
we'll work
Yeah.
with it.
I need
There
to
you
get a
go.
new Bluetooth. That thing's ruining my. I'm getting drain damage anyway from that thing.
You and me both,
No,
bro.
I was just saying about the case. We were lucky to have a judge that had some wherewithal and, seemed favorable to everything that we're about. And so we got lucky with that, because that could have gone completely wrong for us. And obviously with Nuclear Herbs, taking the lead on getting us educated on what happened, I just think it's an amazing. We did really well in everyone getting there and making a stand, and I think it's gonna. Honestly, I think it's gonna go our way, and I think our time is coming, man. I've been saying that for years, and especially since Richard's been under the microscope. I just think it's all part of the plan. I think he maybe even have orchestrated it in some ways, just making it happen quicker. And but the longer we go, the more people FUD and the more people that get out, and it's just better for us, man. I'm grateful to be having a front row seat. I keep saying it. And one thing before I go on, I do have to get back to work, but I just wanted to say, Hodpril, I remember you coming in when the Pulsechain chat first started, and I remember you're in typing away, and I'm like, hey, there's a voice chat, and you go, oh, really?
Oh, and you hit me right before I went to the voice chat, and so
yeah, I was like,
I had
come
my
on in,
phone.
And I had no
And so
idea.
it made me sound more like a Bart Simpson robot than I normally do. So everyone thought I was a bot, which I already do. I have some nasal funny thing that makes me sound ridiculous.
No,
but
you sound perfect. I
thank you.
just wanted to tell you how proud I am of the person that you are and the person that you've become in this community.
oh, thank you.
Yes,
You too.
Yeah,
You're a survivor.
I am a survivor.
we're
And
making
I'm trying
it.
to do my part, right? Trying to get here and contribute and do things that push us in the right direction. This community, we have the greatest community on blockchain as far as I'm concerned, and we're just really grateful to be a part of you and your team and everything that you are and everything that you're doing for us. So thank you very much.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. It's not that hard to follow amazing Hexaco and Richard Hart and all of the people. It's so cool. I mean, yeah, there's drama that happens. It's not that big of a deal. You know what I mean? As long as you're not done with your tokens. But people are here for a long time. Part of that's because you stake Hex for so long, so you're stuck with us, right? If you've staked. But it's so fun. I mean, we're here even more than just to make gains. Like we'll go and just shoot the shit on Twitter and hang out and talk like how many people are doing election talk right now that have nothing, well, it does have to do with the crypto, but like on Telegram right now that have just met each other through being a hexagon or, you know, cooking or whatever. Just, it's amazing what's happened with our community, how many women there are. My God, that's really useful.
Yeah, I always ask, you know, no coiners, you know, in everyday life about crypto and what they know about crypto. Because I remember, you know, being back in 2017 and there was, you know, all of these, you know, there was probably about 8 or 9 influencers that I followed. And I was drinking the Kool-Aid of every single one of them. I had no idea what I was doing. And
that's when it tanked too, 2017. Yeah. That's when like all these influencers were like, fuck this.
Oh my God, they're just buying everything. You know? And I ran into Richard Hart, and thank God I did, because I got to experience what it is to know the truth and to be following somebody that cares and wants better for the world. And so I reach out to people, you know, on the daily, and I let them know you need to be following the right people, and you'll know that in the integrity and how they talk and how they walk. But be careful of who you're following, and definitely try and onboard them into Pulsechain and our community, you know, to get them going in the right direction.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we have a very, very special community, and you know, there's ebb and flows to these markets, and I think everyone's experienced the bear market, and it's because of that galvanization and those long stakes that we all have. It makes us stronger, and so we all play a role. The dudes, the women, we all play a role in this, and I'm excited for the journey that we have in front of us. As far as like, we're gonna come out of this so strong. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be exciting. We got a lot of great things to look forward to. Have you been? I want to switch gears. Have you? I know that you're kind of RH centric for the most part. Do you play around with farms? Are you engaged in the farms? Do you like farms? Do you play with yield and all that kind of good stuff beyond the hex
myself? If you're asking me,
yeah.
Without doxing myself, yeah. You know what I do? I'm primarily a holder, right? Which means it's technically the laziest but most emotionally strong option. Is just no matter what happens, hold your tokens. Not hard, but it is hard for a lot of people.
It is.
Yeah.
I do a lot of
when you don't see it.
Yeah, right. So I do. Sorry if I'm blurry. Oh, who cares? I do dabble in farms, and you know, I especially I'll do meme tokens that include some sort of farming or staking. Right. I do a lot of that. I don't do it with a huge percentage in my bag, and I do it. The thing about holding is the time that you save by not being a tweaker watching charts is time you should spend researching and looking at the white papers, and even doing things like going on test nets when you don't need to, and doing research. So instead of fumbling away your bag, you know, researching by fumbling away your bag, you're researching by taking a very small amount of your tokens and finding out how things work. And you don't get the dopamine hit out of that because, you know, you might make a few thousand, few $100, whatever. It's not a big deal, but you know how the system works. And you have to consider that the time that you're putting into holding instead of fucking away your tokens is got to be the time of research instead of trading, day trading, gambling, right? So reading white papers, that's big. Like you were saying, reading the fine print, even on, you know, the listing of Coinbase, that's almost like a white paper, reading the white paper task, you know, because you could essentially read white papers and mess around with farms and do 10 different projects and only choose to put over $1,000 into one of them. And you could see it as a waste of time, but boy, it isn't, because it helps you understand what people are talking about, even if it's not your token. when a project happens, and you know a little more about it than the average person. But most people don't. Most people think it's a waste of time to read about stuff they're not going to buy, or read about systems they're not going to get into. So the research the time is huge. So hodling appropriately can actually take a lot of time if you do it right.
If you're looking for like a competitive advantage, well, hello, it's there on a silver platter. Like most people don't, to your point, take the time.
Yeah. I mean, some people are into. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I've been talking for a while.
No. Most people just want to jump on, watch a video, and have them explain everything. But whoever that person is, may not know that little nuance of that little thing, or
they explain it wrong on purpose. That can happen too.
mean, so you gotta, and that's where time in the market helps you discern like who is like reliable, trustable, who has the best intentions, even if they misspeak during something, like you get to know people after a while and what their intentions are, and are they good or bad or what have you. So you got to spend time. I mean, like jumping into the lion's den of like going over to like Solana or something. Like, my God, like everyone's a criminal. You're Twitch, like you're looking over your shoulder all the time. Like, who's gonna mug me next? Like, Jesus Christ.
I'll hand it to Solana. They try to really do a lot of groundwork when it comes to being present to normal people, like in retail and stuff. They try to direct that fiat on ramp, and it's pretty admirable the ways they've tried to do it. They've tried to get stores, cards, and everything, and so I will say about Solana, and it's kind of a proof of history sort of thing, is there's been hiccups and everything, but they're active. They're really trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? So props on that regard of them trying to hit that.
So to that point though, like, because it's been proven that they're centralized, so to speak. Pros and cons, right? Like, DeFi, well, you're relying on the community and the village to promote and do the things. But centralized, there could be a direct marketing campaign or what have you, or I guess you can legitimately pay people to talk about your stuff or what have you to a certain extent.
You kind of need both for it to work, and people don't like that. People don't like that.
We're starting to see that for sure. It's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it, for those hardcore believers?
Coinbase has been around for a long time. Back in the day, they were out in San Francisco, I believe, and they were around when like, I don't know if it was after Gox went down, but when everyone other than the people on those exchanges were self-custody, right? And they're trying to convince people to use them as a bank, and it was novel, right? Because they were the most legitimate looking,
You're right.
And they are, right? Like, the Coinbase is still around. They still, do what they do, but their ads used to be edgy.
Hey guys, I got to run in, but Hodpril, thank you for coming on and spending a little time with us. Really hoping to get you back on. Please don't be shy. We got big plans for the Queens. We love you, and thank you for all you do.
Love you too. Mwah. Have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. Rock out.
Yeah, so we, like this platform is open. So I mean, we can talk, do whatever we want. There's no restrictions. You can wear a fucking Bitcoin hat on the show if you want. Like, it doesn't matter.
I have a hex hat. I have a hex hat. I have a hex. I have a Pulse bandana, and I have a Pulsechain hoodie. Hex hoodie.
Yeah, I mean, we're just so blessed with
the
Brian Magruder guy. You
gotta have the gear, huh?
I got the Hex and Pulse necklace.
Hey, right? She's got that bandana. Did you play that video I made for her?
No, I could showcase that, you guys. let's tee up the video, and then of course, AJ, I will play the outro video for our good friend Bright Light, who's coming on the show tomorrow. But I'll do that a little bit later here. Before I show that video, shout out to all the women that are in the queens in here: Tam Tam, Smo Spider, Hex, P&W. I see y'all, and all the replay women that come through. Yeah, we are really looking forward to this next bull market as a community, but also just, like I said, admonishing the queens of crypto. They mean so much in Hexaco, because I think we kind of highlighted the differences that we see, that you guys know your crypto, and that you guys are like have such power and energy that is like, it's just different. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to like poo-poo on someone else's energy, but we know that the queens of Hexaco are so bright, so strong, resilient, and they're here fighting alongside of all of us, and it's just amazing. So here's the Hodpril video.
She's the force, she's the might. Daytime calm, nighttime fight. Queen of the chain, playing no games. Bow down now, you know her name. Queen Pooie runs this, she's got no fear. Ruling with fire, making it clear. Brings the justice, stands so tall. Bow to the queen, she's got it all. Crowned in elegance, but she's bringing that heat. Standing with king, makes the kingdom complete. Voice of power, voice of peace. She's got that touch, makes trouble cease. She's a dreamer, the leader, she's taking command. Shakes up the world, taking a stand. Fast with the truth, quick to the force. Queen of the realm, she's running this joint. Queen Pooie runs this, she's got no fear. Ruling with fire, making it clear. Brings the justice, stands so tall. Bow to the queen, she's got it all.
Thank you for that intro, outro. That's awesome. It's
That's
super
badass.
cool. Yeah.
If you haven't,
And
picked
I
up
sent
on
that picture, and it just made it into that artistic masterpiece. It was amazing.
Right?
So
It's beautiful.
thank you so much.
And the colors of Pulsechain, right?
Pulsechain colors.
Right?
I-
Nailed it. Nailed it. So if you haven't figured out, we love to say "poorah, poorah." It's kind of our slogan, our anthem.
That's right. Hoorah. It's kind of like the whoop whoop of
Woo woo.
like a little juggalo chant of the king of the Pura. All right.
Hoorah. But yeah, to that point of AJ, he's been making some pretty amazing videos, and it's amazing like technology. I know that like yesterday I was talking, of course, with our man Randy, and we were talking about AI, and I'm sure you use AI. I don't know, maybe you don't.
I do. I have a monster machine that makes that makes uncensored AI for me, and so I don't know. It's gonna dock myself. I use Midjourney. I use a lot of other, like centralized AI, and then I have decentralized AI, just like crypto. So so stable diffusion is still something a lot of people use. I know the whole there's I was talking about AI with someone on the phone yesterday or 2 days ago, and it was just a long conversation of explaining how it works and how it's trained, which is huge. People don't think about how it's trained or what it can and can't do because they haven't trained it. Right I know how to do the images, right? I know how to train it on images. The words are something else. Words take massive amount of computational power, like the English language. Oh my God.
But it's crazy because yes, to your point, they're trained. So whoever trains them, you could have a woke one. It's like anything. Like you can find whatever you're looking for, right? Like you can find an impartial one, like maybe Gronk, a funny humor. Go to Microsoft. It's going to be woke. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there, but they have.
Yeah, anyone who has a blue check mark, right? Anyone who's premium could use Grok and just ask him questions.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good.
What was the topic yesterday? You guys were saying Like some have used it for well, it's in a private chat. But some have used it for psychology purposes, right?
Right.
And they're pretty blown away.
So they basically gave the AI that they're modeling it after was, basically they wanted to have a therapy session with 3 of the top world-renowned therapists, and they took the information and they had a real live in the flesh therapist that was like overwatching this therapy session from AI, breaking down a therapy session for that individual, and their jaw just dropped like, oh my gosh. Like almost probably thinking like almost like a lawyer, my job's in jeopardy because if AI has no like emotional, they just kind of give you like, I guess just a breakdown of some things that you might want to address in your life. And it doesn't come from any, like if you came in, let's say for instance, you walked into a therapy session and you had who knows, you never know. Maybe you had a MAGA hat on, or maybe you're like a certain skin color, or you're a female, or you're a male, and there's these prejudged, and AI was just able to just break down the facts and just spit out the truth of a situation that's going on in your life and give you some reflective, thoughts on it without ever prejudging you on any preconceived anything. And anyways, the guy said it was like one of the best therapy sessions he's ever had.
Yeah. With the psychologist sitting right there to like kind of fact check it, and I think the lady was blown away. Like she's like, "Oh shit, I might be out of business soon." Like,
Yeah,
but
you guys have.
What did you do, AJ?
Yeah.
Well, if you want to talk about it, but yeah. How you used it the other day?
Oh, yeah. My wife was in the hospital, and I was talking to Hexecutioner, and Hexecutioner's like, "Well, throw that diagnosis or whatever the scan report into AI." And he said, "I did that last year before I went to my doctor appointment, and I got to the doctor, and the doctor was like, 'How the hell do you know all this stuff?' And he's like, 'Oh, well, I threw it into AI.' And so I did it, and he said, tell AI what it is, and then explain it to me like I'm an 18-year-old. And boom, it just shoots it right out. It tells you everything, what the scan means, all the words that are in there.
That's an excellent thing. If you tell something to explain it like you're 18 or 12, and it's easier to digest. Like it's amazing.
Yeah, the treatment, everything. And it pretty much was dead on from everything that happened last week in the hospital.
Awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys are paying attention to Rogan, but Rogan's been killing it this week. Trump, Vance, and then yesterday he had Elon on, and Elon and them, he brought up Grok, and they pulled up Grok, and they were messing with it as a comedian.
Yeah, and he was pissed because it didn't work very well.
I did.
He's just,
you're on fire.
Dude, Rogan's on fire, man.
It's like, when he tried to may have the whole bulletproof demo for Cyberpunk, and he just fucked it up. That's what it was like. The same facial expression.
Dude, Rogan's killing these interviews, but I wish he would have done them like 2 weeks ago. I'm like,
yeah,
come on, man.
You know what? Most people have a 2-week attention span, though.
True.
Most normals, they do.
I think maybe the timing is right. Like, well, it's raw right now. Get out the vote. Do the thing. Like, people are. I mean, look at us. We're talking about it here on election day, right? Not
absolutely.
Yes.
No, better. Yeah, but just they're killing it, man. I just please, God, for the love of God, please.
Look at the numbers. Like, what he hit up to like a 300,000 rally or some shit. Like, just stupid numbers of people.
Looks like monsters of rock out there. Looks like some Soviet butt rock concert. That's how many damn people at these places. Madness.
It is getting crazy.
Virginia was huge.
Yeah. So Hex PNW, she she was saying that she has they've had patients bring that to their appointments and stuff. It's better than WebMD, because that always tells you you're dying or some shit. Like fuck, box of rocks. Jesus.
Nothing has enabled hypochondriacs harder than WebMD, and I think it does a good job for what it's doing, but that's just a caveat of it by nature. Like, oh man,
yeah,
self-diagnosed.
I think
is
as we
silly.
talk about this in real time, I definitely think that on the shit show we should have an AI panel, and maybe that's you included, Hodpril, as far as like I really think as a community, if we could all embrace this technology, and granted, I know that even with Randy yesterday, it's like, hey, let's use it up until the point where it gets kind of scary, and then let's get off grid and get the hell out of here. But to that point, I think that we could really utilize it to help make us a stronger community in our marketing and efforts to bring forward the message of DeFi and sovereignty and everything.
I mean, this tie-dye background was made in Midjourney in 2 seconds.
Shit.
You know what I
Nice.
mean? Just
Yeah.
2 seconds. You know, AR 16:9 aspect ratio. You could search almost anything. There's an art to prompting too. You got to know how to prompt. You got to know what to do, how to use source photos and everything, and then it's awesome.
And one of the things, you know, like so we have King Pooie and Queen Pooie's on deck, you know, to come out and whatnot, and you know, like coming out with, because it's for the queens of crypto, and it's like it's hard to nail it down. Do you do like a humanoid image? Do you do, you know, a techie, you know, woman crown? You know, like it's a tough one to try to encapsulate all the you know, the variety of women that are in crypto, and like we want to do it justice, right? But it's a tough one that we wrestle around with, you know. Like I think we're away from cartoonish figures. I think we're all agreed on that. No Disneyland type of you know, women.
No
figures.
furries.
Well, you have Hex.
Go for a second.
You have Hex P&W down here, and she made.
I really like that. That's
I know
fire.
she made a Queen Pooie kind of ish. Anyways, but like, yeah,
like that.
It's amazing. Like I use AI every day, and it's just like becoming like, I guess, my assistant. And it sounds weird.
That's what it's supposed to be.
I know, but like I'll even say like thank you after like it gives me like this amazing stuff, and it'll be like, you're welcome. Yeah, it'll be like, you're welcome. Keep being awesome, and I'll be like, yeah, okay.
Thanks, man.
You have a good day too, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna get a better power supply just to feed you more because I love you. You know what I mean? Make you feel better. It'll, you know, get a coolant system.
I'll bump you up to 750 watts.
Yeah, you deserved it. You care about me more than here's 750 watts. Liquid cooling.
You like them LED lights? All right.
Of course, there you got yourself a little rainbow.
Yeah, you know, all the things. Chromatic.
I love you, AI.
And it'll love you right back, won't it?
It will. It'll do. I mean, it's funny to see because I come from an art background. Like I worked on art, video games, whatever, and the seething that is in that community about AI is overwhelming. But it's like, if you think about it, and this comes from like psychology, lawyer, anything that people do, artist, it's like, if you think about it, what it's doing is the research that would take you forever. Yeah. So if you value your time as a creative individual, then you'll use this as your assistant because it's not a human. It can't do the things humans can do. It can't even be funny. Look at that Grok thing with Joe Rogan. I mean, it wasn't quite as funny as a human is. It can't do that. So it's an assistant. And if you don't see it as an assistant, then you see yourself as an assistant. If you're threatened by what AI can do, you see yourself as a professional assistant to someone else. You know,
the machines. Oh. So are most AIs ran by like supercomputers, so to say, or do they need to be? Because they're pulling like from the web, like fucking everything, rates like
depending on what it is, right? Like novel AI, you know, open AI, Grok, yes, supercomputers. I mean, anything that utilizes language is going to be a huge amount. And I could pull up the stats, but people could look it up. You know what I mean? Or people could ask Grok, and it'll tell you if they're on Twitter. how much computational power that sort of thing has. As far as images are concerned, yeah, I'm sure Midjourney does a lot of their training and has huge computers and whatnot. A lot of the images are based on the Lion data set, which is just a massive amount of images that had to initially be labeled by a human, right? Okay. So you go in there, and weirdly enough, when you train these things, you have to kind of know a little bit about discrete mathematics, like Boolean logic and stuff, because you'd be surprised at what loopholes you could reach. Like if you have a bunch of Wednesday Addams and you're trying to do like an embedding of Wednesday Addams, you can't just label her having braids in every single picture, because that would negate her what braids even means. If it's all or nothing, it's nothing, because it's just how to compare stuff to other stuff. So it gets super weird. And people didn't realize the intricacy until after they had gone and labeled all of these things and realized, oh, this isn't quite streamlined for AI, the way it's labeled. And it's not just censorship, right? Because people think of, oh, it's censored and racist, whatever. No, it's just like what the subject is itself. And I think they came up with some multi-threading craziness that has an AI ascertain what the foreground, middle ground, and background of things are. Okay. Just totally whack. Like it's wild. So then you can do depth perception things now. And nice. I don't know if that was into fruition or if that was just in a paper, but it, of course, people are all into this AI and how it can help. Like you were saying, the medical profession, filling out charts used to take them forever, because it's busy work. If something can do it
send in this tech first, right? Or they send in the nurse assistant, whatever, or what, and hey, are you still on the same meds? Are you still, the repetitive stuff? And everyone's like, it's in the, nothing's changed. It's in the computer, like fuck, it should all be there. But it is what it is. What would be funny, man, is to ask Grok who they think they'll win the election today. Oh. Like go to 2 or 3 different AI.
Do it.
Ask that same question.
I can do it in real time.
Do it right now.
Go for it.
I already know what Grok's going to say.
Well, I'll see what. Yeah, right. I'll see what ChatGPT does.
Let's see what Elon Musk's platform has to say about this.
Right.
Although I didn't really listen.
If you don't mind doing it,
maybe you could just have him break down the Electoral College predictions. I don't know.
I mean, I could do it if you guys don't. I pay for my Twitter.
Yeah.
I do too.
Baller.
That way I could just shit post with really long messages about Pulsechain, because I have that little Pulsechain, labeled by my name, so it's worth it to just, legit, I think.
I've been too
If
lazy.
I didn't, I wouldn't care. So
yeah. I've been too lazy to apply for it. I was on I was on the thing briefly, on the conference stream, but I just haven't gotten around to doing it. But anyways, but it looks cool,
we can get a Pulsechain logo if we were on the.
Oh yes, you were there. Yeah. That was like one of your first streams.
It was my first stream, but I don't know how to get the Pulsechain.
It was. I forgot the exact way. I think
It's in my inbox.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
but I have one. There's hex ones too.
Well, here, this is ChatGPT, which is kind of leaning. They're saying as of November 5th,
share the screen. Share it.
Oh wait! You know what we're gonna do real quick? You answer in ChatGPT and I'll answer in Grok.
There you go.
We'll see if it's different.
Cooking with Crisco. Here you go. But share it. Share the response.
Share the response. Let's see here.
Screen. I'll just read it. There we go. Or maybe I could.
I mean, are you doing popular vote or are you doing electoral?
Well, this one says Kamala Harris, the former president, Donald Trump is exceptionally close. The national polls indicate a near tie, with Harris holding a slight lead of approximately 1.2% points. Key battleground states such as Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin are showing razor-thin margins. So, I mean, we all know chat kind of leans a little one way. We'll see. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm interested to see what Grok has to say.
All right. It's
Grok.
Let's see how long this gets. Okay, this isn't too bad. All right, I'll read Grok's.
All right.
Who is going to win the 2024 presidential election? Answer. The 2024 presidential election is currently too close to call definitively, as indicated by various polls and public sentiment reflected on platforms like X. Here's a summary of the situation. National and state polls. Both Kamala Harris and Donald Trump appear in a tight contest nationally, with a slight edge possibly going to either candidate depending on the source. The race is particularly focused on swing states where outcomes could determine the winner. Swing states. I'm almost done. Key states like Pennsylvania, Michigan, Washington, and others are highlighted as crucial. Various predictions suggest a narrow path to victory for either candidate, with Trump potentially having a slight edge in some betting odds and predictive models, while others see Harris with a marginal lead and a path through specific state combinations. Public sentiment on X. There's a mix of predictions from individuals on X, ranging from a Trump victory to a close or even landslide win for Harris, illustrating the uncertainty and diverse opinions. One more. Historical context and bidding odds. Some analysis and betting markets show a slight preference for Trump, but these are not conclusive due to their speculative nature. Given this, the election outcome remains uncertain with no clear favorite, and it's likely to depend heavily on voter turnout, the performance in swing states, and possibly legal or procedural developments post-voting. The final result might not be known immediately due to counting of mail-in ballots or potential recounts in close races.
Wow.
Kind of similar.
I know. I can hear AJ literally getting pissed off over there. Like, no.
There's no way this race is close.
Hodpril, stop reading. Although, didn't Elon say that there was some like explicit thing you could put to make it less?
Yeah. Got to make it. What did he say? He just using different words. More aggressive.
It was like more vulgar or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. That was for the jokes.
All right, I'm not going to waste time on this stream to read it all, but I'm going to search it. I want to see if it's a big difference.
Yeah.
More vulgar and all caps.
So even more so, like the news outlets, like they're like, don't watch the news because all their little ticker fucking polls are all skewed, and they always show her winning and this and that, and you just got to keep the pedal down, man. Like, you can't act like you're gonna win it by a landslide or anything. You got to act like you're losing, and keep the pressure on. You're down by 3, right? And it's the fourth quarter. Like, you got to go hard or go home.
Go hard or go home. Same idea. I think they're trying to be kind of not biased on this thing, which isn't a bad idea, but it's just this. What's funny? When I added the more vulgar, it added what Trump and Kamala could do to improve their chances at this point, which is weird.
That's
right?
Interesting.
Because that's part of the vulgar Boolean yes. So.
Okay. Yeah.
So vulgar just means more truthful, I guess. Like, how would you even program vulgarity into a language model? That is kind of weird. That's a white paper of a.
But what's the definition of what's the overall definition?
Depends on who you ask.
That's so true.
Right? Because even the answer to that question is edgy.
Right. I mean, if you're asking a nun what vulgar is, it could, don't utter the word shit,
It's all about context and what context is
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, there's a hierarchy too. Like, is saying the word shit just as bad as being completely sexist or racist? Like, you know what I mean? Because if there's a hierarchy, then that helps to choose. Like, if you're gonna be totally offending people versus it said hell instead of heck.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, some they're just against swear words, period. Like my dog took a poop instead of my dog took a shit, like something matters, I guess,
And this isn't a shout, like this isn't me knocking Mormons by any means, but I remember playing basketball with a Mormon brother, and instead of saying, "Oh fuck," he'd be like, "Oh fudge," and he's like, I kind of think I know what you're trying to say, but you just don't want to do it there, buddy. You're not crying.
God bless him,
Yeah.
like, whatever.
And he would even get teed up because it'd be like just so much he would just be so emotional about his fudge, you know what I mean? You'd be like,
Gosh
Still
darn it, too
human.
many tickets.
Hey,
he's
the
still
sentiment is the
restricted
same.
caffeine,
It means the
but-
same thing.
I know.
Yeah. I do
Might
the
as well
same
just
thing
say
if
it.
I'm around kids or whatever, right? Like
Yeah.
shnikes, instead of shit. Oh shit, like shnikes.
You know how you find a Mormon? So if they're drinking Pepsi, if it's the gold can, the caffeine-free can.
Oh, there
Wow.
you go.
There you go.
The
I
old gold
thought-
can.
I thought you were going to tell a joke, and I was going to be like, more vulgar.
I mean, I'm sure I could come up with something. Yeah, if they're drinking caffeine-free Coke, but doing Coke,
Right.
there's a joke.
Right.
I hope it was good.
Oh,
Sorry,
yeah.
Mormons. Sorry, guys.
There you go.
No.
Yeah. That was good. It was pretty intense.
Good shit. Well,
Good stuff.
I guess, does anyone else have anything that you kind of want to touch on? We do try to keep things to about 45 minutes to an hour. We don't pull like a Matty Allen. Much love to you, brother. We don't go like 3-4 hours.
Or a Joe Rogan.
Yeah, like,
Right.
there's probably in the future, the shit show might be, long streams on the weekends, if you will, where we get in depth. Maybe, who knows? Maybe the AI conversation will get us going for like 3 hours, and we can't cap it at an hour in the future. So never know. But we wanted to bring you on. Obviously, we recognize everything you've done in this community. You are a queen of crypto. We call you the women DeFi divas because
DeFi divas. Oh yeah.
That's right.
yes.
Yeah.
We greatly appreciate
Have you
everyone. in the
been-
community.
Have you been to any in real life meetups yet or anything yourself?
No, oh, you know what? The only thing I had been to, and I kind of laid low, is the premiere of Highest of Stakes. I went to the
Okay.
Regal Theater.
Would you sneak in a movie theater and you're like just kept to
I went
yourself?
in.
She came
Yeah,
in with a
I
hat.
had-
A raincoat on.
Well, I just didn't go like, hey, everybody. I'm a Hodpril. If you see me on the internet, it's me, guys. No, I just went. You know what I mean? That's technically the only in-person thing, and
Okay.
I talked to. You know what? There were a lot of women there too, and which is
That's
pretty
the only
cool.
thing I've done is Highest of
That's the only
Stakes.
thing. Really? Is that the only thing you've gone to too?
Yeah.
I went there because it was
Yeah.
crazy to see other Hexagons, but
Well, I
in
did meet.
real life, I'm very shy,
yeah.
so I just went,
Don't-
I don't know.
Don't lie,
I
AJ.
did go to
pulled you-
dinner with Bets and John. Yeah,
Yeah, we pulled him into a dinner party.
it was awesome. It
And
was my first in real life.
You were very sheepish and shy at first, and then you came out of your shell. You're like,
Look at him now. Oh,
you look at that. I know. And then you have Bets and myself, and we're just out there in Vegas, just doing our thing. And that's the beauty of crypto. And if people want to be private, be private. You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Nope.
And here's the thing too. I say this as someone who goes on stream and obviously is like, hurrah, for crypto, or what do you guys say?
Yeah,
Hoorah.
hoorah.
Hoorah! Hoorah!
Hoorah. If you're out somewhere, you're not holding your hardware wallet, taking advantage of the volatility of something happening too. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Laptop,
So
everything.
just do
What's in my
whatever.
backpack?
If you want, just don't, careful with that public Wi-Fi, but
Oh, geez.
hardware wallet should be fine. But
The threats are real. Yeah, and by all means, like we cover all the gamuts of conversation, security, this, that. We preach hardware
it could go
wallets.
forever.
Yeah.
You guys cap this at an hour, but it could be a Rogan
Oh, yeah,
experience, or
I mean,
easy.
Go to the manufacturer. Don't get that shit from Amazon, like Trezor.io.
I refused. I turned down a stream it was like a Trezor giveaway, and I think it was legitimate. But I'm like, I want you to go to that website. I don't want any giveaways. And I fully believe that Trezor probably was doing a giveaway with people. But I'm like, that's no subsidy, no half anything. You go Ledger, Trezor, whatever you do, you go right to that website. You call.
I ordered I ordered my first ledger through Amazon and never used it.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Take a
Never
fucking
used it.
hammer to it. Just smash it, bro.
Yeah.
Smash that thing.
And
Just put
sometimes
some
when you,
whacked on it, just so whoever hacker's trying to get into your shit.
Or,
can
or,
just
or take a
care.
cloth and wipe it. You got to wipe it clean. You know?
With bleach?
Get that.
To give it the old bathtub scrubberoo.
yes,
You know,
a little bubble bath.
Oh, yeah. Bubbles.
women in crypto don't clean the hardware wallets in the bathtub.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Don't use
do it.
bleach?
I know it'd be really clean, but just don't. Really clean, but don't.
Oh, it's shiny. It's
Yes.
shiny.
Oh, it'll be shiny. Yeah.
Yes. Well,
Man, awesome having you on.
Yep.
Man, you are
Thanks,
a breath of fresh air, and as far as knowledge goes,
thanks.
like, damn, it runs deep with you, woman. Like, you are the epitome of just the women of crypto. Just very impressive. Very impressive.
Thank you.
So,
Oh,
it's all that
thanks.
research, man. So
It is a lot of research involved. Yeah.
You're definitely in the right place, and we're grateful to have you, the whole community. And we need more people like you. So just keep talking, keep educating, keep bringing people on, and we'll find more of you because we definitely have a handful of incredible, mind-blowingly smart women in crypto right here. on
Oh,
our
thank
blockchain.
God they're all in. Well, not all of them.
Yeah,
Most of
I mean,
them are in Mexico.
Go into the meme
Oh,
chats on Spaces and listen to the women, and it's like, wow, you guys would be blown away
We
if
got
you got in
good
a room with
crowd,
our girls.
for sure.
And
Yeah.
that is our plan. Get some of these
Thank
people
God.
in a room with our girls and just
the women
blow
yes,
their
indeed.
minds. Yeah.
Yeah, because when the floodgates open in Pulsechain land, we need a front of all the educated guys and women, all the kings, all the queens, to have a shared vision, a shared message, and a shared educational background where we could teach them in the ways of crypto and DeFi. And it's very important because that time's coming where there's going to be a lot of people coming, and there's going to be a lot of questions about DeFi and crypto and what's a T-share, all this kind of stuff. What's this CD on the blockchain? And
Soon it'll be like, what's a B share? Because
I
T-shares
know.
will be unheard of. Like, who has a T-share? Damn, they
Whoa.
must have been there at the old.
Oh, you're gonna get me
Rip
excited
City.
about Hex again.
Oh no!
Ow.
You better be. You better be. We had a delicious dip yesterday, so hopefully you guys.
a delicious
When did you
dip.
lose excitement about Hex? We talking about getting
I
excited.
know.
about
I
that.
know.
Excitement.
That shit's locked in for 15.
Excitement.
555. Look at Hodpril. She's up, man. She's OG, dude. 555.
555.
5555555.
So, Hodpril, have you heard any of our the music from our awesome community members? Like
Oh, my God.
Okeechobee or Corey, the investor. Dude,
Oh
like,
yeah, and God, Wes Scotty has all the song covers.
Right?
She didn't even
Yeah.
see. She didn't even see the thing we made with Richard.
I'll show that on the
I
outro.
might
Okay.
have. I don't know.
I'll show the outro with Richard, and I'm gonna highlight Bright Light, who's coming on the show tomorrow. He has the Yep token, so we have a video from AJ who's made that, and I want to put him up in lights. How are we doing? We doing good?
Hodpril,
I got a
so
jam,
this
guys.
with RH
All right, buddy.
is the reason of why this came about, the King Pooie. So
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, it is a meme in which where Richard Hart came off the castle. He came to the United States, and he installed the bidet at his mother's house. He did a motherly love gift to his mom, and that's where we kind of were like, we think we got something here. So, with that being said, I want to thank you very much for coming on the show. We will do it again. I believe we have. Yeah, I believe
Thanks for having me.
we have Crypto Stylist coming on the show here soon.
Oh, right on. She's cool.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna have Suzanne. Which Suzanne Arts, who
Yes.
makes awesome clothing. Vets, you have a nice
I
crystallized.
need to pimp.
I know
those.
you need a pivot. Yeah. So
got
we're gonna
it.
talk. We're gonna talk fashion because on the background, You know, I like to make a lot of crypto merch. I haven't gone public with it yet.
Oh,
And
I
so
love that.
we're going to go down the path of how we're going to lift up the other cryptos within our ecosystem with their merch, their cult clothing, if you will, allow them to shine bright and rep it with pride. And, you know, Crypto Silas and, of course, Suzanne, they make awesome crypto clothing. You know, you got Marco the Hexagon out there making awesome hats.
Oh, he makes the hats. Yeah, that's a big part of the community. He's just wearing stuff even on stream. Like, even if it's, I just have a little necklace here, you know, Aussie's greatest. But
Aussie's
I mean,
great,
I do a lot of the, you know, the Hex merch and,
right.
You know, Westcott's got his thing too. I got some Hodl shirts. So I love it, you know, and
yeah,
people make stuff, women make stuff. So it's all good.
I love it. Well, let's continue to bring the community together. I appreciate you coming on. Vets, AJ, Rip City, thanks for hopping on here with me also.
Hey, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's make Hex great again. It's a big day. It's a big rest of the year. We got a lot of great things going on with Richard and the fight against the SEC, and you know, we have a lot of things to look forward to, everyone.
We do.
I greatly appreciate it. I will go ahead and bring everyone down and outro us out with the old RH video, and I'll showcase our boy Yep, Bright Light Crypto, coming on tomorrow. Thank you very much, Hodpril. Thank you.
Thank you. Until next time.
Peace. All right, you guys. Thanks for tuning into the Shit Show. Thank you, Hodpril, for hopping on here for the episode 25 of the Shit Show. Here is the man, the myth, the legend, Richard Hart, coming down from the castle. And of course, he came over to the United States to do a nice thing for his mother and installing the bidet scene. And this is where we birthed King Pooie. This is where we came up with the idea of kind of unifying the collective community, making crypto fun again. Richard Hart himself. All right.
Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne.
It's Richard Hart, rumored billionaire and bidet service technician. I'm here to install your bidet, sir.
It's the one and only Eagle Double G.
Here we go. Look at that technology right there. It's going to wash your butt, and your butt's going to be clean. Let's get to work. Woo! Ooh, doggy. Wow, this thing actually works great. Well, anyway, Richard Hart here, rumored to be a billionaire, installing a bidet for someone that I love. And, it seems to work just fine. It only cost $100, and well, I don't see any leaks. So, clean butts for everybody.
Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne, living in...
Clean butts for everybody. So tomorrow, the Shit Show, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to have our boy Bright Light come on the show. He has the Yep token. It's the most agreeable, of course, token on blockchain. Yep. Here's a beautiful video put together for him. We want to put him up in lights tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Anything from your heart. Oh, Mika. E-player. What you think about us doing something for the hood? True. For sure. You know that's huh? I pull up and pause, but I ain't in the stunting. When I'm eating good, my people wantin' for nothing. When I pull up and pause. When I pull up and pause, Key player, what you doing in Texarkana? Oh, not another scandal. Clay Swan's out of control. Yep. Split a plate with my young strugglers. I said them on. Check my temperature, check engine light on. July heat, it ain't a cut. I can't roll through. Maxed out in 02. Problems of this world, just something I had to go through. And everybody know you. It's like a crush. I wish Danny Boy was here so we could split these dollars up. With the fame came sadness.
See you guys tomorrow at the shit show.